For all practical purposes, quite frankly, we are already a republic. Because a republican form of government stipulates, one, that those who run the people's affairs should be chosen directly or indirectly by the people themselves. We already do that. We've been doing that continuously since 1951, when we got universal adult suffrage. Ronald Jones is not the MP for Christchurch East Central because of who his father or his grandfather was. He is MP for Christchurch East Central because the people of Christchurch East Central decided he is the man we want. And that is what republicanism says, that the people who run your affairs should be chosen directly or indirectly by the people. So we satisfy that requirement, and we satisfied it ever since. The second point that republicanism makes is that the persons who serve you, who administer your affairs, should serve during your pleasure. In other words, they should only be able to stay as long as you want them to stay. When the time comes for you to say enough is enough, you should be able to say enough is enough. Okay. That's what the people of St. Philip South said to me in 1999. That's what the people of St. George South said to Dr. Esther Bayer in February 2013. Robert Bobby Morris knows that experience. In 1994, the people of Christchurch East Central said the same to him. Because you serve at the pleasure of the people. So we satisfy that requirement as well. The third requirement we have to satisfy is that there are people in the administrative structure of the country, and in this case, we're talking here members of the judiciary, because they're the ones who very often, in fact the Constitution requires them to satisfy this requirement. They have to serve during good behavior. In other words, they can continue to discharge the functions of their office as long as nobody can point a finger at them and accuse them of misconduct, and that misconduct turns out to be proved. So whether you are a member of the judiciary, or even whether you're a member of Parliament or in any other capacity in Barbados where you are chosen directly or indirectly by the people have a right to recall you for misbehavior or misconduct. And we've seen examples of that in our local politics. We've known it all the time. So we've satisfied all of those requirements. What is it that differentiates the Republican from the monarchist? Just this one thing, based on all I just told you. I just told you that when we take the oath, we say, we pledge loyalty to Her Majesty the Queen, her heirs and successors. You know why we have to say that? Because neither directly nor indirectly is the British monarch chosen by the people. It's a question of family name. In this case, I think the House of Windsor. But there are other houses, the Tudors, the Stuarts, and so on. Yeah, there are Stuarts. I'm not ashamed of that. When Barbados revolted against England and declared itself independent, in 1651, it was because Oliver Cromwell had driven up the Stuarts, and Charles I, who was a Stuart king, lost his neck. There was no restoration of the Stuart monarchy until about 1660, and Charles II came in. Anyhow, this Stuart has his neck. But the point I'm getting at is that we already know that there is a line of succession when Her Majesty the Queen either passes away or when she abdicates. I am a member of Her Majesty's Privy Council, and I've already been informed that in the event that a new monarch has to be chosen, I have to fly to London and take part in that decision as a member of the Privy Council. But there is a line of succession that has nothing to do with the masses of the people in the United Kingdom or across the Commonwealth making any choice. That is what separates the Republican ethos from the monarchical ethos. So, for all practical purposes, we are already a republic. We are a republic in substance, but we are a monarchy in form. And we now have to bring form into some kind of consistent relationship with substance. And we can only do that by moving Barbados from this monarchical form to a republican form. And the Democratic Party is going to do that.